Weddings-ish, 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 with Jove.
Well, hello, and thank you so much for tuning in to Weddings-ish with Jove, a podcast all about love, joy, and weddings-ish with a special guest each episode. I couldn't be more excited to be joined in studio by the founder of PDM Consulting, policy strategist, and reality TV alum on Bravo, nonetheless, Preston Mitchum. I'm so happy you're here.
Hey, Jove, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Yes, it's my pleasure, and this top is gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't top often, but when I do.
She does it right. I have to start off this conversation by saying congratulations on your beautiful wedding.
Oh, thank you.
It
was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Everyone kept asking us consistently, like, oh my God, are you so excited? I'm like, for it to be over, yeah.
Oh, okay. And I want to dive all the way in on all of that. But first, I have to read from your bio, from your own website, your intro, because I don't know who wrote it, but I'm like obsessed. A force to be reckoned with, Preston Mitchum isn't just a name. It's a symbol of commitment, passion, and the embodiment of change. Oh. Wow. Attorney, activist, writer, and TV personality. Preston, I mean, wow.
And it wasn't ChatGPT who did that.
It was
so
not.
I am
okay.
I'm grateful I outsourced that talent to someone else who was not the
Okay, but that's like, I read it like 3 times and I was like, I want to hire you. I don't think I need you, but I want to hire you.
Well, if you do, I still do consulting.
Okay, so yeah, I want to hear all about, tell me about your career. You wear so many hats. What is it that you do?
Yeah, metaphorically and literally. So
okay.
yeah. So I really started my career in after law school in 2011.
Okay.
Where I moved from North Carolina to Washington, D.C., and I dived right into government affairs and public policy work.
Okay.
I was definitely one of those attorneys who never wanted to practice. I was like, let me take and pass the bar exam and do nothing with this for real.
Really? Wait, what does that mean? All that time, that money, that energy?
Yeah, but you know what? I found law school to be something that was so important for the study of policy work and government relations work.
Okay.
I mean, which is why in D.C., many people who you meet who do government affairs, policy work, most people are attorneys.
Okay.
Many people are attorneys.
Because the foundation is helpful.
The foundation is helpful. How you build your argument is helpful. How you negotiate is helpful. How you have your communication skills is really helpful. And I can't imagine me building those in the same way if I didn't go to law school.
I see.
So I started my career doing progressive policy work, working on issues from LGBTQ youth, the school to prison pipeline for Black and Brown youth. Did a lot of work starting after that on reproductive health rights and justice. So a lot of my work was on maternal health policies, abortion access, maternal and child health.
Yeah.
And those were
Which somehow we have the worst.
Oh, yeah, like one of the worst
country.
in the world.
Which is,
like it is actually.
I don't think people know that.
I see people arguing on threads every day, and I'm like, I'm going to troll you all because this is actually sad.
Yeah.
How people still discuss abortions and pregnancy and pregnancy-related care.
Yeah.
And I was usually one of the only men in those rooms. All the men in the rooms usually were queer, though, if they were there.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, another layered conversation, too, around the connections between, like, queer people and women in pregnant bodies and why we all kind of see similarities with who's oppressing us usually.
Who's in control of us and our choices.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And then after that, I just really started doing more policy work, and then I eventually worked at the Trevor Project for a few years.
Oh, beautiful.
Doing work on 988 more specifically, so the newer 3-digit number to reach the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. I, not single-handedly, but was one of the ones responsible for making sure that the Trevor Project received $30 million in specialized services for LGBTQ youth through Congress.
Okay.
And so,
hold on. Give yourself
well,
$30 million.
It's a blessing to even be able to say that.
Yes.
When people
under
ask
the last
me,
Congress or the.
Funny enough, 988 originally passed under the first Trump administration.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think people don't know
When he was
that.
friendly to us. More friendly.
I would say he was never friendly.
Okay.
But he definitely, I think, played media well.
Okay.
And think
that's a distinct difference.
Yeah. Well, and I think during Trump 1.0, he knew very specifically that he was still a horrible person, but especially towards our issues.
Sure.
I think he also just knew that there were some things that you could not say that you wanted to happen, right? Sure. Like, people knew suicidal thoughts were not a good thing to have.
Yeah, regardless.
Right. And I think he understood that. But to make it very clear, he signed that 988 bill. And then literally during Trump 2.0, he was the one responsible, right?
For taking it away.
for specifically for LGBTQ youth.
Yes.
Which is important because 988 still exists.
Yeah.
It's just that the specialized services that were once created by the government for LGBTQ youth were taken away by Trump.
Yeah.
Like just this past summer.
It happened very recently.
Yeah.
And so for people who don't know about the Trevor Project, can you give us a quick 411?
Sure, yeah. So the Trevor Project is the world's largest suicide prevention and mental health organization in the United States for LGBTQ plus youth.
Yeah.
My job was the director of advocacy and government affairs. So everything that I was doing was writing bills or supporting members of Congress and their staffers to write bills, really advocating for things related to behavioral health crisis expansion or finding more funding for LGBTQ youth to be safe in schools, really pushing back on a lot of the policies around schools, banning books. My very best friend name is George Johnson, who wrote at one point the #1 most banned book in the country, All Boys Aren't Blue. And we talk about it all the time.
Of course.
And so, we really worked a lot on school-based curriculum policies, mental health policies, but my bread and butter there was 988.
Sure.
After a couple years of the Trevor Project.
Which is the suicide hotline for anyone.
Suicide, where you can call, text,
struggling.
and chat.
Okay. Just to put it out there for people who are unaware.
It's really important because I always share my personal story, even in the interviews of the Trevor Project, where I'm not only a suicide loss survivor, I'm a suicide attempt survivor. And I think it's important to normalize those conversations.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want to normalize suicide,
Sure.
but you should normalize destigmatizing the fear that people have in discussing when they're depressed or experiencing bad days. And so the messaging that we always put out about 988 was that you don't want to wait until you're in a crisis to decide it's time to talk to someone. If you're having a bad day, call us, text us. We have well-trained, culturally competent trainers, providers, et cetera, who are on the call, ready to receive whatever information they're receiving. So people should not think
it's
wait.
Just for the worst possible moment of your life. It's leading up to that as well.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And it's really everyday interactions that maybe feel benign to most of us. But for someone who may be experiencing something, it's like their final straw for a lot of people. And so we're like, you don't want to wait to that moment where you're really ideating. Like especially if you have multiple marginalized identities, and so your queerness, your blackness, your brownness, your immigration status, your socioeconomic status, your religion, right? Multiple things compound to create some bad days can be really, really pronounced.
For that community particularly. And they're under attack now more than ever.
More than ever. I mean, it's in some ways, happily so from some people. I mean, I've seen the way people discuss conversations now versus even 2016. People were not as emboldened or empowered to be as hateful
as they are now.
It's
almost celebrated in a disgusting way to say that out loud.
Correct. Yeah, I've seen posts even from people online. It's like, it's okay to be white. And we're like, well, when did we say it's not? It's like, I'm like, as a queer person, I think most of us will push back if someone said, like, it's okay to be straight. It's like, well,
it always has been.
The world celebrates you.
Yes, everywhere you go.
Naturally. Like, you don't have to, like, when I'm traveling to a different country, especially now with a husband, we are, like, Googling, like, where are the safe places here? Right? What does it mean to be black and queer here? Like, and that's important for us to look up. And I'm like, and if you've never had to even think about your safety in a very specific way like that, you wouldn't understand.
No. And people don't realize it's still, I just got back from St. Lucia, which just decriminalized homosexuality this summer, which is why I went. I wasn't going to go before that, but I was on the trip with a bunch of lovely white wedding planners who were mostly straight, and none of them knew that still in 64 countries, it's criminal to exist, to be gay.
Correct. And we're not even just discussing like
marriage,
intimate acts or marriage. We're discussing people just being queer.
Yes. Right? Literally punishable by life in prison or sometimes the death penalty.
Or sometimes death,
And people are just unaware that when we say like pride and we're fighting for equality, it's like that's the basis. It's like existence.
Yeah, I mean, we discuss this often. When I used to teach at, speaking of, I guess, career growth, when I used to teach at Georgetown Law Center, the class I taught specifically was on LGBTQ health law and policy. And one of the classes that I taught was, or one of the sections of the class that I taught was about exporting colonialism. And so we really discussed like how many I mean, frankly, the best way to say it is white Christian nationalists.
Yep.
People like Scott Lively were going to countries in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
One that he really did well in convincing them that homosexuality was the bad thing was in Uganda. So a lot of our, I always like push back a little bit when I hear people just blame Ugandans and Ugandan government, because I'm like, sure.
It didn't start there.
Yeah, I'm like, but we actually exported a lot of our homophobia to other countries.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, by millions of dollars. And so they would get funded to go to really just discuss why homophobia is a bad thing.
Yeah.
And why it is Christian, to why it is to be straight is to be Christian, right? And to be Christian is to be straight. So they would export a lot of those messagings in other countries. In fact, Scott Lively got sued. And this case went up to the highest court in the country.
Wow.
Right?
Because of that.
Well, because many things,
Sure.
but that was one of the main factors were like, it's complicated, nerdy law stuff, but a lot of that was around jurisdiction.
Wow.
And Scott Lively ended up winning basically on a legal technicality.
Of course.
But the reality is, I think it really started spreading the message that the United States is doing a horrible job, or probably a great job, frankly.
In some people's eyes.
in some people's
Project
eyes.
2025.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Of like exporting this specific notion in other countries. And so Uganda, a couple years ago, ended up having this bill that was passed in shorthand called Kill the Gays.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and
I remember.
And so all of that was on like just the right to exist.
Yep.
And so it's like you can't really, that is inherently unsafe, right? So for the Ugandans that we started to work with in other organizations, one called SMUG, the case actually called SMUG v. Lively, SMUG standing for Sexual Minorities in Uganda. They actually started to also sue Lively and other folks for really exporting this colonialism, but ultimately like causing hatred on a lot of like gay people who live in Uganda.
Yeah. It never crossed my mind. Always it's like Africa and the Caribbean are the most homophobic nations, countries. Not once that it's the fault of white nationalist Christian.
Yeah.
Literally you just like blew it wide open, and it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And I think it's easy for people to do that. I think by people I really mean policymakers.
Sure.
I think they do it very intentionally, right? Like when I talk to a lot of my friends and just comrades in movements like Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ plus movement spaces, the rhetoric is usually that it is more Black people writ large are more homophobic than other people.
Because they're more religious.
And I'm like, ooh, that's so statistically untrue. Yeah. Like even, to the point I just made earlier, until like your aha moment, this is the thing I talk about to people. And I'm like, it is well researched. Like you could just find it, honestly. But I think even if you wanted to not, I'm like, just use logic at this point. In the United States, most of the policymakers are white men. Cishet white men, largely. Most of the people who are passing and signing bills around that are anti-LGBTQ are mostly cishet white men. Yeah. And so, if we bought that logic that Black people were more homophobic, that would then mean that those Black policymakers are more homophobic. But by and large, the Black policymakers are the ones actually opposing
those bills,
those anti-LGBTQ bills. And so it's like really, I'm like, don't let that rhetoric be the baseline for what you think about other communities that you may not be a part of. Yeah. Like, if we're just using pure logic, unfortunately, it is a result of usually whiteness, religiosity, and cis heterosexuality that really informs a lot of viewpoints, and that is the message that we hear on most media platforms.
Yeah, and I will say thank you, because that's the impression I had as well as a gay white man about sort of the Black religious community, which clearly is not the case.
And it's not your fault. I mean, I think it is completely intentional. I think it's
strategic, even
very, very strategic. But also like I grew up in a pretty affirming home and a pretty affirming church. Yeah, that was Black and Baptist. Yeah, and so certainly naturally, because I didn't go to white churches, like I was never going to hear that rhetoric anyway, because that's not the environment I grew up.
You're in.
Exactly. So I'm like, all I could tell you is what they said, what I saw online, which is again how other people are usually receiving their information about Black churches too.
Very interesting. And for those listening, I know this is not our normal content.
Sorry, with me, it's usually the conversation I have.
And I love it because I wanted to go to law school and I studied politics and I'm gay, and this intersection is very fascinating and I could talk about it all day. Yeah. But we're here to talk about your love life.
Yes.
So we're going to make a smooth transition to your husband and how the two of you met.
Yes. Oh my God. So Donald and I met on Jack'd.
What is jacked?
So jacked is
Is that like a muscle?
You know what's funny?
Like
So when I say that,
jacked?
I don't know how they got the name jacked. If I
Yeah.
had to be like sexually inappropriate, I
Okay.
imagine it's about jacking off.
Oh,
But
interesting. Okay.
that's
That
just
didn't
where
cross
my mind goes.
I went here and you went there. Okay, great.
Well, to be fair, I usually go there,
Yeah.
but the way I describe it is that it is a dating hook-up-ish
Sure.
platform, really social media networking platform,
Okay.
similar to Grindr.
Got it.
I think very similar to Grindr, actually. I think the only difference is that if you talk to most black gay men about is that it feels safer for black
Made for you.
men. Yeah, made.
Safer for you.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
Like it feels very much like if you are a black man who's more interested in dating black men, you will find each other
That is
on
your
that
space.
app.
I see. Okay.
Whereas like I think most of us would not have that same opinion about Grindr as
Sure.
an example.
Yeah. Very white.
Yeah. So like that is how we met. Donald
Okay.
slid in my DMs.
Oh.
I had my little my little chesticle showing.
Okay. You were jacked.
You know, like air quotes. And he liked it obviously.
Yes.
And I looked at his profile. He has this beautiful smile that feels so endearing, really enticing, and really inviting.
Yeah.
And I read his page. He was also a lawyer.
Okay.
But as I jokingly say, he was a real lawyer. So he's practiced since he's graduated law school. And we went on our first, so that interaction was in December of 2019.
Okay.
January 2020, we went on our first date.
Okay.
At one of our still favorite restaurants in DC called Denson Liquor Bar.
Okay.
We actually took our engagement photos there too.
That's cute. Full circle.
Yeah, full circle. And they remember, like some of them who were working there then.
And they remembered you and you came back.
Yeah.
I love that.
He's more picky about food than I am.
Okay.
And so there, though, he loves grilled cheese sandwiches.
I mean, who doesn't?
And I love a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, they're so good.
I have not had one in a while, actually.
And I'm even here for like a classic one with American cheese and white bread. Like,
I don't need
the
fancy grilled cheese. Like, I'm like, no, actually, growing up, I had a little skillet, and we just made regular bread and regular cheese.
The Wonder Bread and the American cheese.
Exactly.
That's it.
A little butter on the pan. But he loves it there,
Okay.
and he loves grilled cheese generally. And we went there, and I never had their grilled cheese there. And I was like, you know what? This is actually amazing.
You fell in love.
We talked about all the things they tell you not to talk about on the first date.
Politics,
religion, like all of it. I mean, I think the joke he would say often is that his friends knew me. I guess my reputation preceded me. So his friends knew at least me and my work. They didn't really know me.
Sure.
But they at least knew my work, and they knew me as the activist.
They were aware of you.
Yeah. They knew me as the activist.
Yeah.
And Donald is not.
Okay. He's more quiet on that front.
Yeah, I mean, arguably, he is more, I mean, he has a corporate job.
Yeah.
And so I think he is very thoughtful about what message he needs to say or feel more moved to say publicly.
Sure.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not even just about a job. I mean, even when I had full-time W-2 employment, I would still speak publicly. One, because I worked for mostly progressive orgs, but I think it's also because I really think my purpose on this earth is to speak about those issues. Like, that's what I really believe I am called
that's at your
for.
core what you're called to do.
So I couldn't even accept a job that doesn't allow that for me personally.
Yeah.
And that's okay for us to be not aligned there totally, right?
Opposites attract.
Correct. And so, that was part of it. So we discussed all the things, but we really realized that we had a lot of things in common. Our values were really aligned. Even on the issues that we, find a different route to probably get to the same destination, I was like, oh, I don't really question your values, though, or your value proposition.
Yeah, at your core, we're the same. Yeah.
And so I think his friends were shocked. Mine too.
Because they thought you weren't going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
My friends didn't know him, but I think if you talk to my friends, they would be like, Preston's going to be with another rabble-rouser.
Yeah.
I'm like,
someone like you.
I don't want to protest in the street with you and go home with you. Like, no.
I want to go home to my man and protest with you.
Exactly. I don't want to do all
want calm
this.
in the house.
Right.
Yes.
And so that's really what our first date was
I
in
love
January 2020.
Hours and hours and hours. Grilled cheese and cocktails.
For 4 to 5 hours, yeah.
Wow. And then from there, did you have a sense pretty quickly that it was something different, or did it take some time?
I think COVID forced a very honest reckoning of a conversation.
Yeah.
And so the reality is, I think COVID was there.
Yeah.
But from what we understood, it was 2 months later, really in March of 2020.
Sure, when it lockdown began.
And we were at this point effectively dating.
Yeah.
And I was out of the country. The borders were eventually closing. And he was like, hey, you probably need to come back to the country. So I cut a birthday trip a day early to come back into the country.
Wow.
He picked me up from the airport, and I probably stayed in his apartment for like a month.
Wow.
Because at this point, no one really knew what we were doing.
We were all like
right?
scared and nervous.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a week, maybe it's 3 weeks.
Yeah, the Pope was baptizing with water bottles, and we were washing down grocery bags.
Yep,
Like, it was just like, what is going on?
Yeah, an alternate universe. Even to talk about it now is like, what was that?
Crazy.
It's
I'm
wild.
Like, did I literally wash out my grocery bag?
Yes.
Not
wipe
the food,
it. Wipe
but
it. Yes, all of it.
It was a shit show. So all that to say, like, after that, we started to really have an honest conversation around, like, what are we doing? Does this make sense? Are we being fair to each other because we couldn't date anyone else at that time,
Are we being
right?
fair to each other? I've never, that's a great question.
It's just like, are we just forcing this? Because we can't date anyone else right now. We don't, and, but I think we never really stopped dating, though. We slowed down considerably.
Sure.
Just to kind of figure it out, spend some time to ourselves and our friends. And then we realized we didn't know what the hell was going to happen with COVID. We were like, okay, we need to probably rekindle something.
Yeah.
And then we started going out on dinners like week by week at that point.
Okay.
And it kind of just slowly and non-forcibly started getting back to where it felt like we were when we first started dating.
Yeah.
And then November of 2020, during that year, we made it official as boyfriends.
Okay. Cute.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like not that long of a journey, but...
No, it felt long though.
Well, COVID times,
yeah, I think
for sure.
COVID, like 1 month felt like a year.
Yeah.
But you're right, it wasn't really that long.
Yeah, and it was flying by. But are we being fair to each other?
Yeah.
So that really like hit me as a good question that I don't think people ask in the beginning phase of a relationship, because it's like, am I happy with you? It's not, are we being fair to each other?
Yeah.
Okay, so we went from being fair to each other to back in love to dating, and then you weren't engaged for a while.
No,
couple
we
years.
didn't. Yeah, we
college degree in there.
Pretty much, yeah. No, yeah, we got engaged 3 years later. Ultimately, maybe two and a quarter.
Yeah. Okay.
But in April of 2023.
Okay.
So November 2020 and April 2023 is when we officially, when I proposed to him.
Okay, so you proposed.
Initially. He actually counter-proposed.
Oh, we had a counter-proposal. Wait, last month?
May of 2023.
Oh, okay.
the month after I did.
I was like, that's a long time to...
Yeah.
Okay, so you initially proposed and then he counter-proposed after.
Yeah.
Did you talk about that before?
So I knew I was going to propose to him first. I'm not sure why. Some people want to be proposed to, right? And that's it is what it is, right?
Told me.
Yeah.
Exactly what he wanted.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh yeah, I want to be proposed to." I was like, "Okay, I guess."
Yeah. So I guess it's on me now.
But I think he knows I also appreciate the glamour of it all.
Spectacle of it.
Yeah. And so he made sure I also had my just due.
Okay.
Which I really appreciated that. But we do like usually one trip we try to do 2 international trips a year.
Okay.
One in the spring, one in the fall, winter. So in the spring we did like 12-day trip, 12-ish, to where did we go? Paris, Madrid, Barcelona.
Oh, gorgeous. Sign me up.
Yeah. And he originally thought, and I had told his closest friends already. So they all knew. They helped me pick out his ring.
Sure.
And I didn't know, but they really kept it a secret.
They didn't say anything?
There was no, I said, you really did? He was like, no, they literally did not say anything to me.
Good friends.
I was like, right.
Good friends.
Right. Because there's always that one.
Always. Yes, my uncle called me the day before.
Ooh.
And I was like, I just got a weird phone call from my uncle. And my husband was like, about? I was like, it was so bizarre. He just said congratulations, but I haven't talked to him in 5 years.
Oh.
And then he said, congratulations about being on TV. And
Right.
I was like, but I'm not going to be on TV anytime soon. And he's like, well, you're crazy uncle.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
I was like, he is crazy. But it didn't.
It did click.
But there's
immediately.
always one.
Yeah, there's always.
So it's full surprise.
There's like someone wants to say something, so they say something that doesn't really make sense.
Yes.
But that has you after the fact going like, wait a minute.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah, now I'm like, well, obviously he's an idiot. He called me the day before thinking it happened already. when
Right.
It didn't.
Right. Oh, my
okay,
gosh.
so he was fully surprised.
He was fully surprised.
And you did it where?
And I
of
didn't.
those
So I did
countries?
it in Madrid.
Beautiful.
And it's funny because originally, so I'll say this. Originally, he thought after the fact that it was going to be in Paris.
Okay.
I thought Paris was a little too
on the nose.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower, that photo. And no disrespect.
And so, no disrespect. So we went to the Eiffel Tower, and it didn't happen then.
Oh, you
and
did that before Madrid.
Yeah, so the trip was literally in order: Paris, Madrid, Barcelona.
Okay, so he probably thought like.
Yeah, he was like, oh well, I guess it's not gonna happen. But
Yeah.
but after the fact, he told me, he's like, but if it wouldn't have happened, it's still gonna be a great trip.
Yeah.
But I was like, nope. So he's the planner out of the two of us.
Okay.
So he pretty much planned his engagement.
Oh wow.
So he picked the restaurant we ultimately went to. The only thing I did, and I'm gonna always pat myself on the back for, is I ended up hiring 2 photographers in Madrid to play as restaurant, like people who are eating.
Wow.
Like
they
customers.
were literally customers.
They were
I
customers
love
in
that.
the restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I asked them to place them near-ish us.
Sure. So they
And
could get the shots.
So they had like their little secretive cameras. It was so cute. But he's very lovingly nosy.
Wait,
So,
lovingly nosy?
lovingly
I
nosy.
love that.
I was gonna say inquisitive, but
He's nosy. That's another level. Oh my god.
but he's very observant,
Okay.
seriously.
Yeah.
And he sees these random people taking pictures of their food, like of everything that's
so
coming
common
out.
these days.
Right. So I guess he was like, oh, well, I guess no one else at the restaurant was doing it.
I see. Just
And
them.
we usually do that. And he was like, oh, they're like just like us when we go out. They taking a lot of pictures of their food. And I'm like, oh, shit.
You're dying inside.
Oh, shit. Like, I mean, maybe he knows because we do that. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But then when the dessert came out and I actually proposed to him, they stood up and came over and got their bigger cameras. And he was like, I sent something. I was like, no, you didn't. Now you can say that.
Yeah, you can say that after because we did it.
Yeah, and then we
love
did
it.
our full celebration in Barcelona.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you, when you got down on a knee, did you have a monologue ready? Did you wing it? Like, did you say anything other than "Will you marry me," or how did that moment go?
So I did say the words.
Yeah, because you're so eloquent.
Right.
I know that my husband, when he did it for Clemt, he couldn't say anything.
Well, because it's one of those, like, you still want to maintain the art of a surprise. And I feel like all wedding speeches or engagement speeches, whether we mean to or not, they start to sound the same. And so it's like, this has been a good moment with you, and I just really, it's like, okay, propose to me.
Yeah. Like, just do what you're here to do.
So,
Get to the point.
So I do feel like that's part of it. But the other part of it is that so the day started off pretty rocky.
Okay.
They lost his luggage coming from Paris to Madrid.
So he didn't have his outfits.
Right. So he wanted to wear something in particular, just a dinner that night, because we were going to a Michelin star restaurant.
Yeah.
So he was like, I have this specific outfit to wear. And he's like freaking out.
Understandably.
But at this point, I'm kind of freaking out, but not really. Like, I'm like, I can't meet your freak out.
Yeah.
Like, because
One
then
of
you're
us has to.
right, because then you're probably gonna wonder why I'm freaking out over like one of your outfits. So I'm like, I said, well, we can just. I'm like, I saw H&M down the street. I think I saw Zara too. Like, let's just go down the street. He was like, no. He was like, it's okay. I'm like, okay, well, let's just take a nap, take a beat, and then we're gonna get up. And he was like, you know what? We can just cancel tonight. And I was like, no.
He did not.
I was like, no. We're gonna go.
We already paid for it.
Right. We're gonna go. And he was like, okay, babe, let's go. So after that, and he's one of those people, I love Donald so much because he is one of those, like, even if he's panicked, it doesn't feel like a panic. He's just kind of getting it out.
Sure.
And then he's like, I'm in
But then
20
he can
minutes.
move on with it.
Yeah, he's like, okay, let's just go about the day.
I tried to cancel my proposal as well.
Oh, yeah, see. Oh, my God, did you?
Yeah. Literally that morning I woke up and he's like, all right, brunch with my family. And I was like, I'm not feeling well. I'm just going to stay in bed. And he said,
you going to feel good today?
He said, you're going to get up.
Right.
And then I was like, I'll just put on a baseball hat. He's like, you're going to shower.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll just wear these shorts and this tank top. And
Yeah.
he was like, you're going to put on the clothes we brought. So, like, very similar. And he was pretty calm about it because I think he knew if he was crazy, I'd be like,
yeah, what is going on?
What is going on?
Yeah. And so that's kind of how it was. I mean, I did have moments of like, oh my God, let me try to call these people to figure this out. But thankfully, it worked out.
He rallied.
I think looking back at pictures, he's like, I did not want to wear that outfit.
Well, of course, but again, not your fault.
Not his fault at all. And it still worked out really, really well.
Yeah.
And I really do love like the touch of the photographers. Like, they were so great. They got the pictures done really quickly. People Magazine agreed to cover it.
Yeah.
So, like, it was a really good, loving time. Like, I never thought I would be one of those people, first of all, in People Mag for, like, engagements or weddings. But I really realized, I'm like, I just don't see a lot of black gay men
Yeah.
who are together on those
Proudly.
spreads. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really meant something
Yeah.
to me. You know, it reminds me of what I said in my vows. Part of what I said in my vows was like, you know, obviously, you know, I'm semi-public, which naturally he didn't sign up for, but
Sure. But it is what
by
it is.
virtue, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, this may be a loving thing for other people to see, but none of this is for them. Nothing that we're doing for each other is for them. I'm grateful that they see the recognition and honor what they're seeing. But like the reason why this will last is because we've decided that it will last.
The two of us.
Has
not
nothing
them.
to do with anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you see your love, or do you see your love, your engagement, your wedding, all of it being public and people and black gay weddings, as a form of activism?
That's a really good question. I believe that anytime you have people, couples, among others, who you don't see in spaces often, I do believe it is a form of activism, intentional or not.
Yeah.
There is someone, and I hate that I can't remember who said it. I want to say it's Joseph Beam. It's either Joseph Beam or Marlon Riggs, but it said black men loving black men as a revolutionary act. And I really just believe that. I mean, the reality is this, like, and this is no slight to interracial couples. The reality is, for a lot of black queer men, when black queer men ascend to Hollywood, I would even put reality TV in parts of that. You usually see our partners being anyone but black men.
Oh, interesting. White.
Anyone
or
but
white
white
or
men.
light.
Yeah.
Light skin.
Usually white.
Okay.
Usually white. And I think that some people can easily reject that as, oh, well, they fell in love. Great. That is a beautiful thing that we're always going to honor.
Sure.
And when you don't see the type of love that you've always wanted reflected on screen, be it magazines, TV, it can become feel pretty isolating.
Of course.
And it could,
are you doing something wrong?
Yeah.
Is this what I should be doing?
Yeah. And does it mean that successful black gay men don't then find value in other black gay men? And that can become a thing that, sure, we can always joke and say, go to therapy, talk to who you need to talk to. But I think dismissing the true thing of what people are saying is going to cause a lot of hurt.
Yeah. I
think what people are really saying is, you know, do we matter? Do we count? Do you not see love in other people who look like you? And that is an important conversation to have. And so I think in that way, to answer your question, I do see it as a form of activism, but I think it's the unintentional form of activism.
That comes out that way.
Correct.
Because it is beautiful, and we've had the founders of Black Gay Weddings on. Michael's a dear friend of mine.
They're
and
lovely.
Everything he's doing is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And to show the world queer black love.
Yeah.
And the only outlet doing so proudly.
Right.
It's wild to me that it's not celebrated more.
Yeah, I love everything about Black Gay Weddings. Like, you know, and it's one of the, I mean, they posted us during our engagement as well, and then again when we got married, and it was just a beautiful thing to see, right? It's like, you know, I just really love looking at pictures of weddings, like in couples, and even ideas of like, ooh, why did they decide to wear this? Why did they decide to pick this venue? It's just all beautiful to me, because everything is intentional. And I just love every part of it.
Yeah. So when you did the engagement, the counter engagement, how did you decide on the wedding in D.C. and who was the leader? Was he the planner of the wedding, or were you?
We definitely. Well, so thankfully we had a wedding planner.
Okay, great.
Andrew Roby, shout out to him because he's a dear friend of mine, and we interviewed him just like we interviewed for the company.
Great. Oh, you had to interview 4 total.
Oh yeah, we were like, no, we love you, but we're gonna talk to other people too.
And I do recommend that. By the way. I think it's the right thing to do. People sometimes feel offended as a wedding planner when like, oh, you're talking to somebody else?
I'm like, sure. Just like jobs, they don't just interview one person. Right. I'm like, and this is and we're paying. Like, this is not a free service.
And it is a big expense.
Right. Yeah. Wedding planners, I mean, again, the best ones obviously deserve their coin.
Sure.
Because Andrew pulled out so many stops. Him and his team pulled out so many stops and were just magnificent. Yeah. And so I think really was a well-earned expense. And so
you did a multi-day.
Yeah, we did. Funny enough, we did. So I always joke now. I'm like, y'all, we did 3 open bars. Don't ask for nothing from us for the rest of our lives. We had open bar on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, wow. All three.
So it kind of was meant that way, but not really. But it just happened that way.
Yeah.
So Friday, we did one of our favorite, well, I'm just going to say mine. He tolerates my love of it. But called Chaplin's Restaurant, ramen restaurant in D.C. One of my favorite, like, it's like my Cheers.
Okay. It's your spot.
Yeah, I love it so much. Donald is not the biggest fan of ramen.
Okay.
He did like it during our honeymoon in Japan, but I think generally speaking, he's not a soup person.
Yeah.
But they have other things, obviously.
Sure. But that's what they're known for. Yeah.
And we went there for like pre-wedding celebrations, the meet and greet. And then Saturday was our big wedding, the 25th of October. And then Sunday was our farewell drinks.
Okay, not a brunch, a farewell drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was food there, but we were like, emphasis on the drinks.
The drinks,
yeah.
so keep the party going.
Yeah, but Donald was definitely more of the, I think, technician in many ways.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Let me clarify that. He's more, because he does finance work, he's a numbers person.
Got it, spreadsheets.
So if the numbers don't make sense, he's like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's move back to this. Like, what's happening here? I am more of like the visionary, like what can this look like? What should this look like?
Sure, okay.
Because it's hard for me to tell you what I love. What I can tell you, though, is what I hate.
Why is that easy for so many people?
No.
And I'm over here like this. No. And you're like, please like something.
You know what's funny, though? Someone did tell me, another event planner, they were like, sometimes those can be the hardest or easiest people to work with.
Depending.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, that means you can be open enough to have a lot of ideas. They said, or you could just hate 100% of the things
that I throw at you.
Right.
Yes.
But thankfully, I am one of those. I say this even with my stylist. I'm one of those, if we're planning for an event, please only come to me with 3 options.
Yes.
Please do not come to me with 10 options.
3 is
I
nice.
am overwhelmed.
3 is nice.
Right.
And then you can give feedback and direction.
Yep.
I like that. So you sounded like a reasonable couple. You were not wildly.
I think if you ask both of our friend groups, they would think that, if you ask my friend group, they would think I was going to be the groomzilla. If you ask his friend group, they would think he was going to be the groomzilla. Yeah. But neither of us were.
You didn't have those moments. Yeah.
No, not a single one, if I'm being honest. Like, I was actually impressed with how
both of you.
Yeah.
Not one?
Yeah, I
give every couple one moment, one freak out moment.
You know what? I think our freakouts were to each other, though, of like,
outward.
What is happening here?
Okay.
Yeah, so we were in line with nearly everything.
Yeah, I love that.
I think it was like some things that started to happen last minute where we were like, I'm not a planner. I'm not a bender. But it feels like we should have known about this before 2 weeks in advance.
Yes.
So it was stuff like that. And it started to happen like that 2-week period before the wedding.
When things got real.
Yeah, we'll get an email like, oh, it looks like this is this price now. Why?
You're like, it wasn't when we signed that contract.
Right. I was like, no, why is it that price? Tell us more.
Yes. And where did that fall for you? Because this isn't a new phenomenon just for you. Unfortunately, it happens a lot.
Yeah. I think we ended up mostly rejecting the things that came to us as like a last minute change because we had already saw pictures of things and we're like, well, unless you think something is a complete eyesore or they don't have exactly what we want. Yeah. But we were never that particular around like the flowers have to look like this.
It was a vibe and energy more than.
And what I think we had to realize is that the things that people don't care about the things that we think they do. Sure, it's still our wedding.
So you care about everything.
Yeah, but it's still like people coming in are going to know that those are daisies versus like, they're coming in to get drunk and celebrate us.
Period.
And I had to really slow my own brain to be like, people, they don't care. And it's not to suggest you as a couple getting married shouldn't care, but it's like, if it's a difference between like $5,000 and $20,000, baby, go the $5,000 route.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. They're still gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and they won't even. I promise you, they won't even notice it. And you know who else? You won't even notice it. Like it goes so fast. That the details. I didn't see certain things until I looked at the wedding photo.
Until after.
I was like, oh, that was cute.
Yeah. And you had so many good details.
Oh my God.
So many good details.
We are still combing through the wedding photos. I'm telling you, Instagram is going to get a post every day for the rest of our lives.
I hope so, because I could barely find any. I was like, I want more.
Oh, yeah, I literally just posted like 24 hours ago. Because the funny thing is, we hadn't posted 6 weeks after our wedding.
Yeah.
Like, People Mag posted something,
Yeah.
and then Black Gay Weddings and Native Son posted
Yeah.
something. And then I think after that, we were just honestly overwhelmed.
Yes, it's a lot.
We were overwhelmed. It was, we started getting a bunch of, like, obviously pictures and stuff from our friends who were there. We're like, these are cute, but we're not going to post these.
Yeah, we're going to wait for the professional.
Yeah. And so he sent it to us, but there were like 1,100 photos.
Whoa.
And 1,100 edited photos.
That's a lot to look through.
Right? So we're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go through and pick my favorite 50.
Yeah.
And then after that, just let it go from there.
Yeah.
But then we finally posted, and we're like, okay, we may do like a every other week at this point.
Yeah. A slow drip.
Mm-hmm. Which I think because people kept commenting like, this is what I was waiting for. I'm
Yes.
like, sorry, y'all.
Yeah, and we are waiting.
We wanted to enjoy being married for that first month.
Yes, and I respect that, and it's yours, and you kept it here. But now we will share it
Yes.
because we do. We want to share it for you as
fair.
well. Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to walk through some of the moments you walked in, and you had these beautiful pictures of the two of you. Was that all like from your relationship, or from that bar, or like what were those? They were beautiful photos.
Those were actually. Thank you. Those were actually from our engagement shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, we love the places. So we picked Denson Liquor Bar, and then a second location was Eaton in Washington, D.C., which is a very queer-friendly hotel.
Okay.
And so they gifted us a hotel night and a suite.
Wow, fun.
Yeah, and this was just for our engagement photos.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so not only did they give us a room and then obviously a hotel space, they like gifted us with a nightly stay.
Wow.
Which was great.
That's lovely.
So
We'll take the perk.
we used all the perks we got.
Yep.
And so we used that too. So those were all the photos that
They
you
were
saw.
so beautiful. I was
Thank
like
you.
walking. I was like zooming in, and then I couldn't see the last few. But I love that as an entryway, like a nice touch point.
Yeah, I've been to so many weddings, as has Donald, and I guess I hadn't even thought about those details. But I do realize, like, maybe they weren't as pronounced as our photos were in that way, but you do have to think about, like, if you're walking up through something,
long
like,
hallway.
yeah,
It's an opportunity.
and again, that's the resolve of the wedding planner and his team. Like, I was like,
Making
oh,
recommendations.
never would have thought about it. Yeah.
Okay, great. So that came from them. I love
Yeah.
that. I tell my clients, it's a hallway or we make it a moment.
Right,
But
yep.
the decision is yours based on your budget, obviously.
Yeah.
But that was beautiful. And then your escort cards, your seating chart.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was strong, influential Black leaders.
Yeah.
Unless there's a different way to say it.
No, it's definitely a way to say it. Yeah.
I was so I've never in my life seen that before. How did that come? Obviously, you're an activist.
Yeah.
But like, how did that?
So there were different components of the wedding that I'm so grateful that you could see were like really clearly led by me, and then other parts clearly led by Donald.
Yep.
And I really appreciated that. Like, he allowed me to he knows that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but these are our friends, and not only our friends, they're really our community. Like, our wedding was 90% friends.
Which is great, rather than like the family or work or
Yeah, it was 90% friends, and we're like, but our friends, not all of them are activists.
Sure.
But all of them, I can say, care about community and care about
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what better way to honor them than to honor people who really love us and like have done a lot for us. So most of the people were queer. Not all of them, but the vast majority of them were.
Yeah.
So, Asada Shakur had just passed away. We wanted to honor her with a table. Octavia Butler, Polly Murray, who
Bayard Rustin in there.
Bayard Rustin, James Baldwin, Marsha P. Johnson.
Yeah.
So it was just such, like, that is a moment I think I will remember forever because people's expressions when they saw it.
Of course.
And even like the fighting over who had the best like Black
Icon,
activist table.
yeah.
I loved it. I was like, see, okay.
Like, I should have been Marsha P.
Right.
I should have.
Like, I should have been at the Toni Morrison table. Like, you know
Uh-huh.
what? You are a writer.
You're
Maybe
right.
you should have.
Yeah. But we put you somewhere else.
Right.
I've never seen it, and it took me a minute, and it was so powerful to see all of those, I'm gonna say, icons on one place, like,
Yeah.
and their photos. You
Yes.
didn't just put their names.
Yeah.
Like, there was imagery. It was emotional.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Like
Yeah.
that was truly, like, to actually see that in real time, I started crying.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, there were so many emotional points because I'm like, I don't know what to expect sometimes.
Yeah.
And when I saw it, I was like, all of it looked better than expected. Like, I expected it to look
Sure,
great.
it was gonna be great. Yeah.
But to see it in real time, like, our literal words when we were doing a room reveal for our, when we were going to our reception, literally our wedding planner's team walked us in, and our exact words were, "Oh, bitch." Those are literally our words.
What better words could be spoken?
Right.
So job well done is what I'm hearing.
And he just starts smiling. I say, okay, I'm glad you did that.
Like we made the right
that.
choice. We made the right choice. I also want to talk about your fashion.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because you did the nails that matched the suit.
Yeah.
Like it felt inspired by Wicked, but I don't know.
It wasn't.
It was giving a little Cynthia Erivo. I don't want to put that over there, but
it wasn't. But I will say that green is a color I really started to love lately.
Okay.
Like a little earth tone. I mean, I've always loved earth tones,
Yeah.
but green in particular,
Did it for
like
you.
this hunter green, olive green, even like I love it on particularly darker skin.
Yeah.
And we were discussing like what are our favorite colors, what colors do we absolutely want to stay away from.
Yep.
We were like, or what are we seeing even?
Yeah.
We were like, okay, we wanted to be a little traditional.
Yep.
But like a little elevated traditional.
Okay.
And so, we were going to have like the bow tie. I'm going to have like a traditional hat that I usually wear.
Yep.
But we're like, okay, what is going to make this stand out more?
What's going to get us?
Yeah, like what feels good.
Mm-hmm.
So, my stylist came in and was like, hey, I want to work with y'all if y'all don't have anyone else. And we're like, actually, we're going to reach out to you anyway.
Yeah, this is perfect.
And Donald is more conservative in terms of his like black tie attire, if you will.
More classic.
Yeah. And he was like, I really want to actually even step it up a little bit.
Oh.
He's like, nothing too.
Yeah, don't go crazy.
He's like, I'm not going to go the route that you. I'm not that bold.
You're going to do you.
I said, no.
Yeah.
I said, but when I tell you we got the designs, chef's kiss. And I jokingly told Donald, I was like, I think your suit was better than mine.
No.
And I don't mean that like I looked great. Like
let's be clear.
I loved everything about my suit. But you know what it really was? I love that he felt so comfortable and looked so good in something that I know is not like him.
Yeah.
Like he usually would have never worn something like that. And I really loved the buckle of it and then the long form bow. Like it was so cute to me.
Yeah.
And he felt like he was He looked $1,000,000 and felt like
it. And both of you. I mean, when you were posing, I was like, okay,
Oh,
they feel this way.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, our wedding stylist was nervous when he first saw my look on the rack because we went to Richmond to pick up our suits, and he looked at it. He said, this may be a little too bedazzled. And I think if you just looked at it, it did look that way. Just alone, without a canvas, right? It did look, I'm like, oh my God, a bedazzle threw up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because it sort of trailed down the neck and the collar.
But the second I put it on, I was like, oh, you know what? Thank goodness the difference between like looking at it and then wearing it.
Yeah, it's different.
Well, we did have to remove one thing of my suit though because it was also a belt with it.
Okay.
And I think that would have been too much.
Got it.
Like it reminds me. I forget who made the quote.
Coco Chanel.
Oh yeah. Like look, take it off. Take one thing
and
off.
You did. And listen, and it worked for you.
Yeah.
And then you both changed into a second look.
We did.
And that was matching.
Yeah, that was matching.
That was cute.
Tom James clothing. When I tell you, the clothier did such a good job. Like. Styled us and gave us what I love a double-breasted suit.
Yeah, same.
And Donald,
even open there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love double-breasted suits.
Yeah.
In fact, I love them open probably a little more
than closed. Yeah.
And he got it right, right on the money. And again, that was green.
Yeah.
So that was our only recommendation. We're like, please do not wear green. So even on our wedding website.
Oh, so people wore white. You were fine with.
We would have been. Yeah. There are a couple. My thing is always, I think you don't need to say don't wear white.
I agree with you.
Like, no matter who's getting married,
Gay or straight.
I'm like, I just think it is a weird thing to wear white at any wedding.
Yes.
Like, I feel like that's been the rule since I was a child.
But they think it's different because we're men.
Yeah.
Like, I had people show up in white.
Yeah. I think people do think it's different.
And one person asked 3 times. And then they ended with, what about ivory? I said, bitch, that's still white.
That's white. That's a dirtier white.
Like, how many more times do I need to say no? Like,
it's just, I think that's weird to me because I'm like, there are so many colors.
Yes. Yes.
I promise you don't have to wear white.
An infinite amount of colors.
Right. You can wear, like, even at that wedding, most people wore black. I mean, but black, red, green. I mean, there's so many other colors.
But not that.
But not green or white. But we did. But there were. I think most people followed that. We should not wear white.
Yes.
There were maybe 2 people.
And you clocked them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just saw it. I was like, okay.
You had a feeling and you moved on. Yeah.
But no one wore green.
Good.
No one wore green.
That was your colors.
And I will tell you, even on the wedding website, we literally had a whole mood board of like all the things you can wear.
Yep.
And none of them were white.
Or
None of
green.
them were green.
Yeah, those are reserved.
Yeah.
I love that. And your first dance, Lauryn Hill.
Oh my God, Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo.
I haven't
Nothing
heard
Matters.
that song in a minute.
You know, I listen to Lauryn Hill often still, the one album. I listen to it often.
Yeah.
And as we were discussing our like just wedding selection songs, that was a song that we realized we didn't have like a song. There was never like a this is the moment.
For us.
You know what? Let me clarify that. We did have many songs.
Okay.
Ironically enough, most of them were heartbreak songs.
Okay, so which is really not what we want to be doing
So
as our first dance.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there was literally one of our favorite songs together is by the artist Snow Allegra called Paper Thin. And I was like, oh, this song is actually about a whole breakup. So
we're not going to do that.
So we really started just going through catalogs. So we wrote like 10 songs, 5 songs each that we really love. Okay. And then if any of them matched, and then the overlap was.
I love that for people who are, because it's hard to pick a first dance song.
Yeah.
It's like you feel a lot of pressure, but also you want it to be meaningful.
Yeah.
But not the same song everyone else dances to.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Like there were so many weddings I went to. I said, everyone's dancing to this song this year. And again, it's whatever you feel.
Yes.
It's your song, you know?
Paris Eiffel Tower and the same song. I get it.
But that was the one, so that was our overlap, and I'm grateful we decided that way.
Yeah. I literally love Lauryn Hill, but I haven't heard that song.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I kept watching it. I mean, it was beautiful. Yeah. And then the fog.
Oh my God. Okay.
The drama of your first
funny
dance.
moment, Jove. We were dancing and we saw this fog. My friend literally sent me a separate video of like the men running around with the fog machine. And me and Donald literally looked up at me and he said, did we pay for this fog? And so there's this moment I'm busting out laughing because I was like, I don't know, actually.
Is this in our spreadsheet? Because I'm not paying for it after.
I was like, you know what? I actually don't know if we paid for this book.
So it was a surprise?
It was.
Oh my God.
It was very much. But it was one of the best. It was so cute.
It was.
I think it really added to the very gay
drama.
drama
Yes.
of the wedding.
100%. I watched it and I was like, okay, Lauryn Hill, fog, going slow. Like, this is a vibe and a moment.
But it's even fun if you saw, like, the behind the scenes.
Which I want to see
this
now.
Man, see, look, I'll make sure to send it because this man's
please.
running around with the machine.
To get it perfectly around you.
Yeah.
I saw the curated video, which
I didn't even notice it. My friend texted, my friend Paul, shout out to my friend Paul. He captures everything. Yeah. And he said, I literally just saw this man running around. He was like, let me get this video. Yeah.
Which is the best because it's really what you saw. But we don't get to see that.
Right.
That moment was so beautiful. And then the last one I want to talk about is jumping the broom.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of people don't know the history and the origin of that. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, jumping the broom is something that's really important for, I think it's probably been in every black wedding I've gone to. The reality in the short is that, back during slavery in the transatlantic slave trade, when black couples were together and they wanted to kind of proclaim their love for each other, they couldn't legally get married. And so part of the way of honoring their legal, if you will, or I guess their unlawful recognition of marriage is by jumping the broom. So it's more of like a ceremonial act, but it was very meaningful and serious and specific for them. And so many black couples will jump the broom, gay, straight, whomever, just to honor ancestors and the recognition that we can now legally be married, but that they could not.
That they couldn't. I
think there was our officiant actually made a comment about this too, because I think there's also a double layer to this being queer, because it's like, and black and queer, especially in honoring this moment, because queer people couldn't be married legally, nationwide until 2015. Yeah. Right? And that, literally just a decade ago, right?
And then it was being discussed whether or not it was going to be reversed.
Yeah, again, just this year.
Yes. While you're planning your wedding.
Exactly.
While we're planning our weddings.
Yeah. And so I think that's part of it. It was like, now this has like a double layer on top of this. Yeah. So I think that was really an emotional moment too, in honor of our ancestors.
Yeah. It was really beautiful. I was hoping there'd be some fog there too.
Oh, yeah.
I guess they saved that moment of drama.
The drama was later.
Yes. And then the last thing, just because I'm a Housewives fan, you had Miss Candace Dillard.
Yes, Candace was there.
Did she do her drive back song?
No, she did not perform, but let me tell you, and this is something, like, Candace is such a classy woman and such a beautiful person. Like, Candace is such a good friend of mine, and if I call her, she's going to show up.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I really do appreciate about her. I think, it's easy to kind of get lost in the minutia of reality TV.
Of course.
Because sometimes we really think we know people, and we do not know people at all.
Yeah.
Like sometimes your most hated person on TV can be the loveliest person in real life, and vice versa.
Mm.
So I think that's a part of it. But, she showed up, and then a few of my Summer House Martha's Vineyard castmates, the ones who were invited, showed up.
That sounds like a whole other podcast.
In fact, actually, there were a couple who were invited, said yes, and did not show up. So we'll talk about that later.
Oh,
too.
No. Like when, like they didn't tell you?
Oh, they said yes, they were coming, and told me like the day before they were not.
Oh no, we don't. The day before, I don't understand.
I said, you know what? I know the nature of emergencies is just that. They're emergencies. But again, I used to be an adjunct professor of law. The thing I used to tell my students is, if you have a paper due on this day, why is it that y'all always lose a parent or a son or a doctor?
The night before.
It's like now I have to question whether I'm being an asshole because this doesn't sound right.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, I've also been a student before, so I know how this works.
I've been in these shoes. The thing I didn't want to do that I said I was gonna do.
So look, it could genuinely emergencies, and I always want to honor that. But I really, that's my one big wedding pet peeve. I will say, as someone who's gone to a lot, please stop RSVPing to weddings you have no intention to go to.
Period. You're gonna hurt my feelings more.
Yeah,
if you say yes and then don't show up.
Just say I can't make it, or I'm having financial issues, or because there are genuine reasons why people can't make 100%, and that's okay.
Yes.
So another story, but we both had people on our side who some of them couldn't show up. We're like, okay, we'll talk about this later eventually.
Yeah. Or if at all, ever again.
Or if at all.
So for anyone planning their wedding in the moment, they're in the thick of it, what are the top 3 tips you could give to someone who is in the thick of the stress of the 30 days before their wedding?
Oh my gosh. The best advice I got truly about the day before the wedding was take that time as much as you can to yourself. Without your spouse, without family, without friends, go to a bar if you need to, go to nature, get a massage, do what you need to do to just kind of sit with the fact that you're about to be a married person. Because I do think people ask me has anything changed? And I'm like, well, of course, I guess not. Yes, right? But I'm like, not yet. In a very what feels life-changing, but all of this is life-changing, right? So I never really know when people ask that question what they really mean. Yeah. I really wish they would just ask what they really mean.
Yeah, ask what you want to ask.
Yeah, because I'm like, I could really give you a very layered answer to that question, but that is the best advice I got. And I just literally sat for 5 hours by myself.
Wow, you took your space.
I went to the closest restaurant. Well, a close restaurant, read a book. I started eating, drinking. It was really just let me just sit with this right now. Yeah. And I want people to give their partners grace too as they're planning, especially the 30 days before. Particularly if it's your first wedding. I'm like, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
Donald's never done this before. So we're stumbling into repair.
Yes.
We're just all trying to figure it out.
At the same time.
Yeah. We're going to make mistakes. There are moments you're going to be annoyed with each other. But just know, that should not be the deal breaker. I know couples who have ended relationships as they were wedding planning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, it could have never been that bad.
Yeah.
Unless it just didn't make sense for y'all to be together.
Sure.
Because there are certain things that you should have probably already talked about.
Yes.
Post-engagement, right?
Before
or pre-engagement
wedding.
even.
Yes.
And then a third one, just have fun with the process too. It was a fun process.
Yeah.
I mean, there were moments that were, the most annoying, I think, to me, honestly, was the seating chart.
It's hard.
Because you don't really know who know each other.
Yep.
You can pretend, but you're coming in with 2 different sides.
Yes, of course.
So you're trying to make it make sense for everyone.
Yep.
And there's going to always be people
who aren't happy.
Yeah. And they want to sit somewhere else, and none of them matter.
Yeah.
Right? The thing I always said is, we put you there for a reason. Sit your ass down and eat your food.
And make a friend. Make a friend.
Right.
We're all
make
adults.
A friend. We are here together no one is accidentally here.
Correct. We are here for a reason.
Go talk to someone. Yes. It's a few hours.
Yes, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can do hard things.
We can do hard things.
Yes.
So definitely give each other grace. Find time to yourself the day before. And please, please, please do not stress over the seating chart.
Yeah. Just put them all in a fishbowl.
Exactly.
This has been such a delight and a joy.
Oh my
I
God,
feel like
same.
you are a light, and I love your vibe and your energy, and you've taught me so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Where can people find you?
Well, thank you. I always tell people, though, like, I promise, I'm a nerd and I'm also really fun.
Oh,
so.
I see both. I see both.
People can find me largely on Instagram, probably the most, at preston.mitchum. Email is Preston, or actually, my website is prestonmitchum.com. So everything, because I'm not creative, is either Preston Mitchum or Preston.Mitchum.
Yes.
But those are probably the best places to find me.
And if they want to find a different side of you, should they watch Summer House?
Oh, they
Martha's
should.
Vineyard?
There's still episodes on Peacock. Bravo, bring us back. You have time.
You do have time.
I was just at the Route 100 Gala, and I got stopped so many times. People asking, like, please don't tell me it's done. Please don't tell me it's done.
Have they said it's done, or they just haven't renewed?
It's still on pause.
Okay.
My honest feeling about all of that is, like, pauses are soft cancellations. I mean, the one show that I can think of that did get brought back without after pause was Real Housewives of Miami.
Yes.
But it was like a decade later.
It was a long pause.
Baby, I'm going to be almost 50.
You're busy.
Like, I'm not.
You're booked.
I mean, now to be fair, I'll still be vacationing on the vineyard then,
Yes.
but probably in very different ways.
Different circumstances.
Yeah,
different life.
So please, you can still watch me on Peacock,
Yeah.
Summer House, Martha's Vineyard.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now it's time for Ask Jove, where I answer your questions. Literally anything you want to know, just ask Jove. And I'm here in studio with my dear friend Sloan, and we're so excited to Ask Jove.
All right, here we go, Jove. The question today comes from Mateo in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, a local.
Hi, are we neighbors?
Hi, Mateo. I wonder what neighborhood.
I know, Bed-Stuy represent.
Ooh, I feel like Mateo could live in Bed-Stuy.
Yeah,
or
sure.
Williamsburg,
Mm-hmm,
depending on like what kind of Mateo we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
artsy cool or like new finance bro.
Here from Europe.
Yes.
Who knows?
Ooh, España.
España. Well,
Ooh.
Mateo's mom would love to invite all of her book club to his wedding.
I bet she would.
And he's wondering, how do I set boundaries with mom?
Kyle's mom has a book club.
Is
loves
she like
it.
tight knit?
Yes.
Ooh.
They
how
read
long?
like ferociously too.
Love that.
Like, they're going through. I thought it was just for gossip and fun.
No.
But they actually read in book club.
That's great.
I know, but I was going to
I
be
wanna
in a
join
book
his
club.
mom's book club.
You want to read?
I do.
Okay, so I always say like there's so many factors here. Like where are you getting married? How many people can the venue fit? But the biggest is money.
Mhm.
Every person costs money. So is mama paying for the wedding? Is she contributing? Is like part of her stipulation around contributing that she gets a guest list? I don't think it's uncommon for parents to expect a guest list.
Mhm.
We set a boundary at our wedding that if Kyle and I have never met you, you are not invited to the wedding.
Absolutely.
And so luckily most of Penny's book club friends we have met before.
Mhm.
And the few that we didn't meet, she could say, my son and his fiance have a rule and I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm. You
And
like
if you
helped her
were-
create that clear line
The
with
boundary.
them.
Yeah. And then she wasn't in trouble
Mm-hmm.
for not inviting them. I mean, if this is a book club she's had for like 20 years,
Right. You've probably met them.
you've probably met them.
They've probably knit Kyle something for
Yes,
Christmas.
correct.
You know.
But if
yeah.
this is like a new book club for Mateo's mom, I don't know. For me, I just didn't want strangers at my wedding.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sure they're lovely people. There's no like judgment of character, but I don't know you. Like, we're dancing on the dance floor and we make eye contact and I'm like,
Where are
who
you from?
are you? Are you Wedding Crasher?
Yeah, exactly. How did you get in?
Where's my wedding planner? How'd you get here? So I just think it's worth an open conversation. If mom's paying for the whole wedding, you kind of gotta bend, I think.
In some ways, for sure.
Oh, tell me.
I don't know. I just think that, like, you know, for instance, you guys creating that boundary of looking around and not wanting to have someone that you didn't know
Yeah.
there, right? Like, hey, mom, love you, love them.
Yeah,
Love that you have a community, like, outside of family.
for
and
sure. It's important.
At whatever age that you're in, that you've, like, found a group of people that you really enjoy being with.
Yeah.
We want to make today, you know, a bit more personal and a bit more, you know, close to us.
Yeah.
Than these women are. And I think that the way that you guys created that boundary is really helpful.
And I think Mateo can do it also.
Mhm.
I think anyone can do it. Like, regardless of book club, this is, I think, a big issue
For
that
sure.
happens all the time is guest list.
For sure.
We have
Babies,
a client right now and it's
children.
like, the mom was like, oh, well, I have 39 or 40 people.
Sorry, babe.
And the daughter was like, no, like, I want a very small wedding. And she's like, and they all have plus ones. And I was like,
So I have 80 people.
that's the she
That's
wants
the
like a
whole guest
100-person
list.
wedding. And it just like the dynamic shifts also. But I do, from a mother's point of view, she's celebrating maybe one of her greatest accomplishments in life, which is like her happy, healthy child falling in love, and wants to share that with all of her people. I see that. Like, I would be that mother, I think.
You're like, I have a 120-person guest list.
For my wedding.
For just us.
For you. I don't know what you're doing, but this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
100%. Well, when Scout gets married, if Scout gets married.
If Scout gets married, I don't know.
But you not want your people there?
I mean, of course I would want my people there, but also like, you do you, babe.
Wow. See,
Vibe.
you're
Go
so
for it.
contemporary. Such a modern mother.
I do think something that like, I think about this after we had our wedding. We made our parents and our grandparents photo books from our like wedding photos as a way to be like, we know all of our family members couldn't be there due to them being elderly, due to them having other things going on. Some of our parents' friends weren't going to come because we set a boundary too. And that was like a really fun way for them to like bring the book anytime like they hung out. So Mateo, maybe make your mom like a wedding photo album.
Yeah, that she can share with her friends at book club.
She can bring it to book club.
And if they're bitter Betties, that's not your problem.
They're bitter Betties.
Yeah, they're always going to be. No matter what, they're always going to be.
Listen, they're either reading the books or they're gossiping.
That's it. I want to gossip.
I want to read the book.
I want to be in a book club to gossip.
Oh,
but not to read.
So it's just going to be hot goss?
Hot goss.
Hot goss.
Under the guise of book club, so we look intelligent and eat snacks and drink wine.
Love that.
I can't wait to be a mom.
You're going to be fantastic.
Mateo, if you need help, we're both in Brooklyn. We got you.
Just around the corner.
We can help your mom see the light. Well, best of luck. I'm sure she's reasonable. She has a book club. She can't be that unreasonable.
Unless it's hot goss.
Oh, gosh. I want to join this book club. Call me mama. All right, good luck. Don't forget to send your questions. Again, any questions, send them our way to hi@jovemeyer.com, and maybe I will answer them on air. If you can, send a voice memo. I love to hear your voice.
Weddings-ish.
Thank you again for listening or watching Weddings-ish with Jove. If you liked today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. We're also super grateful to Mel Flannery for the music on the podcast. She created, produced, and designed all of the music. And don't forget, you can watch Weddings-ish with Jove on Love Stories TV, YouTube, or streaming TV channel. Visit lovestoriestv.com/live for the list of streaming apps.
Weddings-ish. Weddings-ish.